What's up, YouTube? So today I'm going to talk about a story that is basically like the beginning of my addiction. I mean, not really the beginning, but it was before me and Mike actually started shooting up. So I'd like to give a little bit of backstory about that, but I'm just looking at this bizarre ass weather right now, and it is snowing. It's sunny over here, back this way, and it's snowing in front of me. So that's kind of crazy. So, all right. So I want to give you guys a little bit of backstory about this. So the first thing you guys need to know is that my ex Mike was such a con. I mean, like, so charming and just so convincing, and he looked the part and he acted the part. I mean, he was just like, nobody would even know that he was a drug addict. At least right in the beginning, they wouldn't have. So, when BJ lost his house, which is Mike's brother, he lost his house in Dearborn. We needed to find another place to stay. So we were looking for apartments, and we found one in Dearborn, and Mike's dad gave us the money to put us up in there. So he put the down payment and everything, and we moved in there. Okay, now while we were staying there, there were some neighbors that were kind of annoying, some like old people that were having the hots for me, whatever. And then there was this guy who lived downstairs, and he was gay, and his name was Sean, and he really liked Mike. I mean, who wouldn't like the guy? He was very handsome, but Mike didn't like him. Okay. So Sean had a big, huge crush on Mike, and he came over one day basically bragging, flashing around money, and then telling us that he was going to go get a money order because he needed to pay his rent. Now, at this point, me and Mike probably had not paid our rent besides the one time, and we didn't have any money, and we were about to be out of drugs. So Mike came up with this brilliant idea, because Sean and me were kind of friends, and he was always wanting to know about what was Mike doing, and why didn't Mike want to talk to him, and things like that. So I went down to his house and hung out with him for a little bit. Then I went back upstairs to Mike and told him that Sean was leaving to go get that money order for his rent, and that he said he would be back later. Okay, so simple. So anyway, so then, a little bit of time goes by, and Sean gets back, and he has the money order, and he shows it to us. Oh yeah, look here, look. Don't do that. Seriously, don't brag about your money. Even though it was like just a rent money, still to be flashing around our faces probably wasn't the best course of action in his situation. So anyways, Mike decided that I needed to hang out with him and filch that money order. And at that point, it had no names on it. It was just a blank money order with just the money. And so of course, I wanted to do anything that Mike wanted me to do. Plus, it was a good idea to get money, even though Sean was sort of my friend and definitely had a crush on Mike and lived in our building. So we didn't really want to fuck that up. But so I went downstairs to hang out with Sean, and I was down there with him for a little while. He showed me some, I don't even remember what we were looking at, but it was, the rent, the money order was right there on the table. And so he went to the bathroom, or he went outside of his apartment for some reason. And just as he had turned his back, I grabbed that money order, and then he didn't realize it. And then we both walked out of his apartment together. And I said to him, well, Mike's waiting for me to come back, so I better go. And he said, well, he had to go somewhere anyways before he paid his rent. So I left, went back up to my apartment with Mike, and he was super happy about it. And we ended up going to Well, see, because it was a money order, but there was no name on it. So Mike figured really, that he could put his name on there and basically cash it to himself. Say that he didn't actually mean to fill out get a money order for that amount, that somebody else already paid for something that he got the money order for. So we finally found this party store on Michigan Avenue that would let us take back money orders. So we go in there, and Mike, and there's a camera, and Mike goes up there with the money order, and he gives the guy his ID. The guy gives him the money. It was like $700 something. And we leave. And we end up going to Detroit and getting some stuff and saving some money. And then when we got back, Sean confronted us. I think that maybe we didn't come back that same day because we figured that something was going to go down about it when he realized that his check or his money order was gone and that I was probably the culprit that took it because nobody else had been in his house, right? So Mike decides to change his last name from Kujat to Aldrich, and basically goes into hiding, even though he was never in hiding. He just changed it, like on Facebook. He changed his last name to Aldrich. He, when he applied for something, he said Aldrich because I don't remember why the police had me in their custody. I'm not sure what happened. But they actually asked me, do I know Michael Kujat? And showed me a picture of him. And I said, no, I don't know that guy, And then they showed me a picture of both of us in the party store. And I said, well, I don't know what he was doing in there. I just played it off. I was never going to snitch on my man. Not ever. Not fucking ever would you catch me doing that. So anyways, then Sean kept basically stalking us because he felt like he was going to figure out where we took his money order, how we cashed it, where we spent it, all these things. He was trying to investigate, and there was nothing that he could investigate. We gave it to the dealer, and that's, once it's there, it's done deal, bet. And so that's what happened. And and that was, like I said at the beginning of this, that was the beginning of our addiction. We hadn't even started shooting up. Obviously Mike had been using drugs and heroin for a lot longer before I even met him, but the two of us together, that was basically, real soon into our heavy addiction, our heavy active drug lifestyle. So, and I always thought, well, I'll never be that person that steals from somebody. I'll never steal from my family or friends. I'm always want to be the one to help somebody out if they're dope sick or if they need a hit. I'll give them a little rock, that was always how I was. And there were certain situations where, a opportunity presented itself, and me or him would take that opportunity and make away with it. And even so far as to even up here in Oscoda, I had a friend, a really good friend. Her name is Brandy, and she I went to go stay with her for just a couple nights because she had been seeing me down in Detroit and saying, oh, she really wanted to see me and yada, yada, yada. And so I come to stay with her for a couple nights, and she had this really young boyfriend, and Brandy's older. She's older than me, and her boyfriend was 18. So I was like, oh no, I don't agree with that. I think the guy should always be older. Anyways, it's each his own. So she basically accuses me of trying to sleep with this kid. Okay, this is a fucking little boy. I did not sleep with him. I'm sleeping with my friend James, who I had such a big crush on. And she comes home on her lunch break and basically chews me out, tells me that I have to leave her house, that I was trying to sleep with her man, and that if I didn't leave, that she was going to call the police. And so now here I am thinking, I'm getting more pissed off by the minute. I'm like fucking outraged. Like, really? You think I would sleep with a little kid? Hell no, I wouldn't. No matter, even if he was a year younger than me, I don't do that. I am completely against anything with anybody younger than me. Okay. So then he leaves. And then he comes back and he's crying. Oh, Jessi, why does Brandy think that about me? I love her so much. Oh, I would never do anything to hurt her. Why? Why does she think that we did anything? Nothing even happened. Blah, 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 blah. Ugh. So I'm like, I don't want to deal with this. So he ended up leaving. I'm still in the house. Her kids have left. I'm grabbing my shit together. And I just get this idea like, well, she don't want to be my friend anyways, even though it was her idea to invite me to come stay with her. Now she thinks that she's going to believe somebody, I don't know who, that put this shit in her head. Okay, I'll steal her boyfriend's money. I'm not fucking sleeping with him, but I'm sure going to fucking rob him. So that's what I did. I took their utility money, and it was his money. And I left. Just what she wanted me to do, leave. So I started walking down the road. And finally, I think I got picked up by my mom or something, but, and you know, I've had to make amends for that because me and Brandy are still friends to this day. I love her to death. She's like one of my closest friends, and she forgives me for that because she's my friend, and she understands that I wasn't really in my right mind. Even though I never slept with her fucking boyfriend, who I would never do that, yuck, I did steal their money. And so she understood that that was me and my active addiction. And that we make mistakes. And she still loves me. And so yeah, you know, that just goes to show you that even when you think you won't, when it comes to an addict, put an addict in a situation like that, more often than not, you know, they're going to end up taking advantage of any situation that they can gain something out of. And, you know, Mike was classic for that. He would take money out of people's pockets while he was talking to them, and they wouldn't know because he was just so charming. But anyway, so I guess the whole point of this is when you say, oh, that'll never be me, or you say, oh, I'll never do that, or you say, oh, well, I'm not as bad as those people because they did this. None of that shit matters when you're down in the heat of the moment. None of that shit matters. You could say it all day. You could say it till you're fucking blue in the face. But if you're not actually putting action to your words, then guarantee 9 times out of 10, you're going to fucking do that shit you said you weren't going to. And so I just feel like, you know, I regret stealing that Sean kid's money. I regret stealing Brandy's boyfriend's money. I regret giving people fake dope. I mean, I did things for money, for gains, that I knew weren't right, and I did it anyways. So, just don't ever think that you are untouchable, you know, because if you know an addict, and they are in their full-blown active addiction, I would say keep them away from your valuables. Keep them away from your friends and family, because they may try to rob them too. Without even knowing. They could be smiling in your face and stealing from behind you. So yeah, that was my story. Just a little one. But hopefully, you know, it might teach people, you know, don't ever say never, because that's where you get tripped up. If you say never, you're usually setting yourself up for failure. And you know, and being an addict makes you do things that you never thought you could ever do. Never thought you would do. It makes you into a completely different person. And it takes a long time to get your real self back if you get out of that shit. For real. And it takes a long time for people to trust you. It took a long time for Brandy to trust me. It took a long time for my family to trust me. And I didn't ever steal from them. You know, so it's just goes with the territory, I guess. But anyways, guys, the sun is back out. Wonderful. I'm going to go enjoy some walking around while Kyrie's still sleeping. And I'll see you all later. I hope you enjoyed my little story. It kind of seems silly, but, you know, it's important to know these things. It's important to know what people are capable of. It's important to know that people are deceiving. People can say they got your best interest at heart and turn out that they don't really. So, moral of the story is keep your eyes wide open, I guess, you know. And also think before you act. Don't fucking take from people that you care about. Take from people that you don't care about. Don't do that. Don't steal from people. I mean, you know, it's not morally right, and it happens every day. But that's it. That's the end of my spiel there. I hope y'all enjoy it. See you later.